Hi, and welcome to Dani After Dark. If you're new here, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss a notification or a new episode. Tonight is some jackass who's making fun of me on the side, Paul from the Paul. Paul, what the hell?
I really can't help myself. I really can't. That's why I can't do this as a professional thing, because I can't not swear and I can't not act like an ass at most to all times.
So here, the point of this episode was to talk about my great trip going to visit my friend Paul and my friend Fiddleford. And here Paul's just annoying me. So I'm like, why did I even go? Why did I even go?
Yeah, it's sucker for punishment, I guess.
No shit. But all right, everybody. For those of you who do not know who this is Paul, my co-host over on the Paulcast Manson Saga discussion panel. And James Watson asked a great question. Why isn't Fiddle on here? Fiddle was not available to be on tonight. Trust me.
He's pretending to be at work. He's not working. He's better than me at lying. So he was just like, no, I can't. I'm at work. And he's like, shut up. To his family, he's like, shut the fuck up. When they're in the background being like, hey.
Oh, God. Goodness.
Yeah, that's right, Linda.
Yeah, no kidding. So if my Wi-Fi is a little icky tonight, look at Fiddle.
Oh, I just pulled into my driveway.
Oh, God. I'm so scared for tonight.
All right. Paul on the right is bugging me too.
This is incredible. I don't even know. So, all right. So I have some photos to share with you guys. If you follow me over on Dani After Dark on Instagram, you've already seen them. But nonetheless, there are stories behind them. So we're just going to have a fun time talking about my trip out to see you guys and kind of what we did. And in regards to like some of the places, I just kind of posted like, oh, pretty beach or pretty nature scene, but you'll actually be able to be like, oh, this is where we are, or this is what it's called. So, but let's see who is in the chat. Fellow Canadian James Watson in the house. Capone says never go to a country that would give James Watson citizenship.
He was born here.
This isn't James was born here. James was born here. It's not our fault. Hey, Kane. Hey, Chris James. Linda is in the chat. So, hey, Linda. Long time no see. Good to see you. Let's see. Corey Novak. Hello. Kane. Sorry, I know. I was waiting on the diva known as Paul from the Paulcast. That's what was happening.
Yep.
Paul on the right is bugging me.
That's what I was saying. That's hilarious. Me too, Chris.
Hey, Todd. Good to see you. All right. So I think I got everybody. And for those who are just kind of tuning in, but not in the chat, thank you for joining. So the trip out to go to Canada. So this was supposed to be me, you, and, Beckham. Beckham was supposed to come too. This was well planned out.
And his lady.
Yes, and his lady, Miss Shelley. But as we know, life happens. Y'all saw over on Manson Saga, but also when Beckham is on here for the True Crime and Chill, Beckham just moved. So life happens. He wasn't able to come, which means Shelley wouldn't have gone without him, but I still already booked. So I was like, I'm coming out. I'm going to have a great time. Not necessarily with him, but with Fiddle for sure. So.
Yeah. Who else would get you lost in the woods for 2.5 hours in BF nowhere, and to the point where you stop when you're like, that's kind of a middle of nowhere power station. What the fuck are we doing out here? And then it's I should check the map.
Dani, you have a tan line. I do have a tan. The tan line is from getting lost in the woods and being in the brutal. Okay, let's bring up the pictures. Let's go
ahead and dive on in. Hey, is that right? Hey.
You know what? Let me take. Paul doesn't
I'd
know
like
I
to
got
clear
this.
something up too. People say we say A, but I think it's hey. But I just think in certain parts of Canada, it gets more like the H becomes more silent. But I think I'm saying hey.
I don't know. So Paul doesn't know I got this.
Oh, sick. Look at that. That's way better than that Boston piece of crap you had in there.
Wow. Wow. Ugh. So, okay, let's see.
Let's get interactive.
Yeah, let's get interactive.
Whoa.
So this is at the start of what was supposed to be a quick site to see what was it called, Paul, again?
What? Oh, what's it called again? Shit, it just fell out of my head. You're supposed to be fucking. This is your show. Why do I have to remember? The Abyss. It's the Abyss.
The Abyss.
That's what it was.
The Abyss.
Yeah.
What is Fiddle saying? And this is why I'm about going to get shredded for my wicked awesome.
Yeah.
So this was the beginning where I'm like, all right, cute selfie. I'm all dressed up. This is good. We're about to take off.
That's me going, for fuck's sake, she's taking another picture. Just walk and pretend like you don't know her.
Pretty
There's
much.
nobody out here. I'm like, to the plants. Pretend you don't know her.
Paul,
to the plants.
You know what? You know
all
what?
Right, anyway.
Gotta capture the moment. Look at Fiddle all like muscular in his, Canadian tank top, whatever.
He just looks like somebody who will get you lost. He really does. Like from the back, he looks like somebody who'll get you lost.
Oh, God. Well.
That's how I feel about being here right now, too.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, this is like how every photo with Paul started, and I eventually had to be like, just fucking smile. Just fucking smile.
Well, yeah. I really am just like a giant fucking 10-year-old. It's like
funny story. I was looking at the map. No, okay.
Yeah, halfway through the fucking thing, you were looking at the map. No, more than halfway through, because the way back we like. Okay, anyway, you tell your story.
Had we taken the route that was like right at the beginning of the entrance, we would have found the Abyss. No problem. But no, Fiddle doesn't know how to read a map properly, or acts like he knew what it was and checked it out. Like 3 hours. What was it? 2 hours?
It was supposed to be 45 minutes. It was 3 hours. We were in there for fucking
no water. It was hot
as fuck. And it was just like, you see that there's like some trees or whatever that went away. We were just in like open sun forever until we got to. Did you take a selfie with the fucking power plant that we came to?
I did not take a selfie with the power plant.
So when we got there, we started going, what the fuck? Like, where are we going? And he's like, oh, look at the map. See, that's what happens when you follow someone in a tank top. It's like, oh man, I know this place like the back of my ass. And then he's like, oh, I better check the map. It's way back there.
Like, I could have killed them. I could have killed them. James asks, is Paul and Fiddle off to pee in the bush? Jeez.
Yeah. Look, that looks like a good place. I did pee along there. I did.
Oh, yeah, right, you
did. Yeah.
So once we just by sheer luck stumbled upon the Abyss.
Eventually. No, okay, so this is, you didn't, well, I guess because you were all pissed off, but we got to so we walked for a long time, and we were just walking through the bush trying to find the entrance to this. And we were like, I fucking give up. Like, we can't do this. We got to get some water or something, because Danielle looks like she's going to fucking die. And we just got to get out of here. So we're walking. All of a sudden we hear, and we're like, what the fuck? And then realize that we're right behind a gun range. It was up though. So we're okay. we walked through the bush and we stumbled upon what we were trying to get to in the first place, which is, I guess, a big fault line where, and it's a really wild thing to see. By the time we got there, we were half dead. And so, dude, it was so stupid, Chris. It
wasn't supposed to be a long hike.
That's how people die in the woods. That's exactly how it happens, Dani. We didn't think we were going to be gone for long and fucked right off into nowhere land.
Linda, once we got to it, it was beautiful. And like the surrounding area was absolutely beautiful.
And the time from there to our vehicles was maddeningly quick.
I was so mad.
Yeah, it was. We got to the. We went and got some liquid so we could, not die of heat stroke. And we were like, yeah, I think we should all just take a break for a bit. We all went home for a little bit. Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Always take water. I know.
Let's see. Fiddle. To be fair, I said I'd never been there before, for Christ's sake.
Okay.
He's such a little bitch. And they were shooting away from our direction. I'm all for blaming Paul, James. That works for me.
It wasn't my fault.
Did Paul drive the Google machine in real life and get you all off? No, this was strictly on Fiddle.
Yeah, this wasn't anything to do with me. So,
and of course, beautiful good selfie moment. Good selfie moment. And me and Fiddle, Paul, I don't even know if you did. Me and Fiddle were had tossed some rocks just to see how long and how far it would go.
Yeah,
it was just wild.
Forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So it was. Kane says, "What was the weather like?" It was hot. It was super humid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. It was pretty great though. It was really hot though.
Yeah. But isn't it just one? Like I still look at that. That was after. You can see my face is red because
Yeah, look at her trying so hard to smile like nothing's wrong.
Oh, I was so pissed.
Look at her right there. Look at that. That's like a homicidal smile more than like a regular smile. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did Dani trip over the crack? Yeah.
Yeah, Beckham wants to know if I tried to get some crazy selfie and almost die.
Yeah, if she was less than a foot thick, she would have fallen right in there.
Oh, Fiddle, I thought Dani was going to kill me for reals.
I think Dani thought Dani was going to kill you for reals.
But in the end, worth it. Only because we came across what we went there for. If not, no. Not at all.
That was really funny when we came across that. It was really funny because it was just we'd given up right before that.
Yeah. Yep. So next, so this was along the way. It was just.
So it's all out of order. Yeah. So we were just bushwhacking.
That's one way to start. Yeah.
It was funny. It was funny watching Dani be real mad.
So this is, I thought it was a beautiful photo of the three of us. This was, where was this? Or can you describe that?
Which beach was that at? Was that when we were in?
That was this area.
Oh, that was at, who's Qualicum Bay? Oh no, that's different. You showed two different beaches there.
Oh, they were next to each other in my photos. Okay.
So the area there with the water, that's Qualicum Bay where we stopped for a minute with those picnic benches. But before that, those two photos before that, is a clearing in Nanoose Bay where the inlet is, and it's just a big open area of beach, and it'll fill with. The ocean will come in later in the day, and it's just a really nice spot. Not a lot of people go there. It's cool.
Yeah.
Good island spot.
It was absolutely gorgeous. And I feel like everywhere we went wasn't a lot of people, which I'm not used to being from Boston. So it was just, yeah. And I think, well, that's a frame worthy photo. I mean, once we
Oh,
like
that's
cut
nice.
Paul out, it
Yeah,
is.
God, get rid of that guy. I hate it. That is me forcing a smile too, being like,
Oh, it
"I fucking don't
absolutely
like
is. This was like,
it."
yeah, Paul never
Every
wanted to
time.
smile.
Every time. Um,
Okay.
my Speedo pictures are in part 2.
Oh God.
That was in Bowser.
Beautiful
That was
selfie moment. Let's just have, yeah.
there was like sailboats and lots of other boats going along. Dani, you didn't take lots of nature shots.
I am the nature.
Oh my God, you're out of your mind. Did you even take any pictures at Cathedral Grove or anything?
I did.
Okay, all right.
It's along the way. All right, let's move on.
This is all out of order. You got me all fucked up.
It's, you know what, Paul? Just deal with it. Just deal with it. So this.
Yeah, that was at Little Qualicum Falls Park. That's near Whiskey Creek, where I grew up. So that's my backyard. That's where I grew up, in those woods, and that's why I'm sort of feral.
Sort of.
Yeah, that's why I'm a Sasquatch, kind of.
Absolutely stunning, though. Like this area.
Oh, fuck. It's incredible, and once you're actually old enough to appreciate how incredible the spot that we grew up was, it's like, fuck, wow, we're those locals, but we're just all there. Yeah, like Clay said, it's our old smoke spot. We're all just there as kids, being like, da da da, like, you know.
Oh God. Linda says the water looks great.
Yeah, it's fucking cold. That's a dangerous spot, though. On the other side of the of that bridge, there's a spot with like a little whirlpool where the water cuts in. A lot of people lost their lives in that corner. It would just be like people not knowing where to actually swim, or just getting drunk and ballsy. It's usually not locals, though.
Mm-hmm. Nice. James, you didn't take Bunga with you.
Not on that drive. No, that was too much.
Okay.
Yeah, there's more of it.
Mm-hmm. And then this,
I don't know what that says.
You had me specifically take a photo of this.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Did I? Well,
yeah.
Fucking
Dani, aren't you going to take a photo of that?
Oh.
See if I can.
Maybe because I thought you'd be like cultured about it. No.
Historic site.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It's just this historic thing. I don't know why I told you to take a picture of that. I don't know why I do anything. Dani, do you fucking know how short my attention span is? It's just like.
You know what? But you're like, hey, you need to take this photo. So I'm like,
that's the plaque for Cathedral Grove. See how
you
all
just
over the
realized
place you
that.
are?
Oh no,
yeah.
Fiddle told you.
Yeah, Fiddle told me.
Yeah, no kidding. All right. Oh.
It's about Douglas fir and Paul's a plant dork. That's why. Thank you.
That was me
See,
on
Capone
that bridge.
knows me better than I know myself.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I love this photo.
That's Cathedral Grove.
I love this photo. Yes, I had to make Paul smile, but
yes,
this was just like the perfect capture of the three of us.
Yeah. That's awful. It's terrible getting your picture taken. Steals your soul.
This was one of the nights out. It was a little fuzzy, but like I think was the
that's because of that night out. It was a little bit fuzzy the entire time.
Yeah, the cast of characters that we experienced, I think, it's just like townies,
Yeah.
Just wild. People just, yeah. They did not know that there was an American in the bar based on the conversations they were having. So,
oh, it was so funny. It's so funny, man. It was, and like, because I could care less about any American politics or any politics for that matter. I think all politicians are trash. So when I hear something about any of them, I'm like, ugh. So anyway, but there was this guy. I think it's really funny when Canadians get like really into the like American show of politics, and there was this guy there just trumpeting right out. It was so funny, and he was like, and he was this big fucking annoying dude, and it was so funny. We thought,
and he was at the table right behind us.
Yeah, and he was going off the whole time, and it always reminds me of those white guys who get super into like anime and into like Japanese culture, but they do it with like MAGA or like Democrats or like whatever the fuck. It's the funniest thing in the world, and it literally means nothing. It means nothing to us. It's so funny. I mean, technically, our politics mean nothing to us either. They're all playing a completely different game on a completely different field, but that's for another story.
I kept saying I wanted to go over and just be like, "Hi, I'm from the U.S." Like,
yeah, we were like this season on the USA. It was pretty funny that we were just like, oh my God, like it's hilarious. But no, I can't say, because shout out to Rachel, the music man.
We'll get to Rachel.
I love her. I fucking love her.
Oh my God, love Rachel.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I'm caught up on the.
Yeah.
Linda fiddles a dish.
He gets that a lot, and I just think he looks fucking hilarious. Which is, I mean, I guess that, yeah, I don't know.
He's so handsy.
I know, he really is.
BJ.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh God, Fiddle, just take a compliment for Christ's sakes. Watson says Trump Vance 22. Oh God.
He's from Vancouver, so he's like.
I know he doesn't care. But then we were between the MAGA man and the complaint of Karens. Yeah, there was. Oh God, when you're just stuck in between like multiple tables of like.
It was two different sides of the coin. They didn't get into it, which I was all for, because I was like, this is horrible. Because we're sitting there, there's like the table, there's like 6 or 7 of the like, they're all divorced and they're like, yeah, fuck men, like, and that sort of thing. And they're like, yeah, my kid's gonna be a fucking doctor, but their kid like still is on a leash backpack at 15. Like, and we're sitting there, and then you've got the Trump guy on the back being like, mega. That's so good. And they're over there, and he's over there, mega. And they almost, but he left. So they didn't collide. Because last time we were here, he wasn't one of the what would you call it? CAMAGA? The Canadian Make America Great Again? Canadian chapter? The CC MAGA?
Oh my God.
Oh, it's so stupid.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow, Paul, you're so on fire tonight.
I'm just so tired.
Oh God. But it's just one of those, it's just one of those shits just like wild when like people are saying stuff and then like the three of us are just looking at each other like, oh my God. We're surrounded by this stupidity on all sides.
Alabama. It was so fun. I was just waiting. It was like and we were right in between them too. Mm-hmm. So it would have been like, and oh man, I wish, I wish there had been like over on the same side, there had been like an actual like Democrat or something from the state. That would have been so funny. But the really funny thing was the guy was, those guys who just like take all the wind out of the room, take all the air out of the room. That was this guy. And he went over
100%.
and he's like trying to fucking talk to everybody. And I was like, don't you fucking come over. I have no interest. And then he went over to this dude. It was like an older dude and his buddy with this huge beard. And I look over and the buddy with the beard, I don't know exactly what he said, but it was something like, no, I don't fucking know you. Get the hell out of here. I don't want to fucking talk to you. Like, fuck right off or I'm going to lay you out. It was
We were hoping.
It would have been so good because the guy was like dating the CC Maga. He was dating the waitress. And he was so gross too. He's all like sticking his hand up her butt.
That was the only reason we knew. At first we thought like, oh my God, he's about to get kicked out. But then it was apparent they were dating. And he
then he was just using her. He was using her as a hand puppet. He had his hand like fully up her. It was crazy.
Yeah. And this guy was just like your typical obnoxious, like
he was.
There was nothing.
Yeah. It was
not my type. Not my type.
He should start a podcast. He should really do. He'd be really good at it.
The stuff he said was just like, I'm not repeating it here.
It was so the Canadian version of looking at American politics and only knowing what you know from what we get.
It was wild, the statements he was saying. And I'm just like, oh my God.
It was the best. It was the best. Oh, man.
But we digress. So you mentioned Rachel. So we got to meet up with Rachel and Sue. So we have known Rachel since the early days kind of the pandemic. We met online. You know, Rachel is a YouTuber herself. That is Rachel on the far right, and her wife, Sue. Rachel's from the vinyl community. Her channel's Rachel's Ghost. And I was lucky last time that I came out to visit that we went out and met up with Rachel and Sue. And of course, coming back, I wanted to make sure that we caught up again. So we went out with them. I love how we all have smiles, and Fiddle looks like he's experienced some shit.
That's exactly, he looks exactly like his dad in that picture. It's tripping me out. It really is. That's like
see, I don't know what Fiddle's dad looks like, so I take your word for it.
Exactly that.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, no, Rachel's super funny, man. She's wild, and she just goes for the jugular with everything she does. Mm-hmm. Super intense, super fun, super funny. And yeah, it doesn't take it, like, is just having a good time. She's fucking having a good time. And I love that. And so, yeah, she really let Fiddle have it. It was great. We were sitting at the table, and I think she's like, you're new. And I'm going to see how far I can go with you. And it was so fun. But like,
it was amazing.
It's Phil. He doesn't give a shit. So she got that. She was like, perfectly formed balls at the table in the middle of her. It was so funny. It was a great time.
Oh, Rachel's in every, like, that's her on her channel too. So it's not like some YouTubers, it's like, or, social media people, there's one side of them and then off camera, they're different. No. Rachel is Rachel.
It's awesome. And I love, because I get the Sue and Rachel thing where Sue's like, people are trying to fucking eat. Like, shh, like, come on.
Like people are trying to eat their breakfast, and she's just like, Fiddle with your perfectly, like, it was just like...
It was so funny. And I get that because I always get the Paul. Whenever, but it's usually when I'm like, I'm going to fucking say something.
I feel like even as being your, one of your co-hosts for the past several years, I've had to take on those moments with you where it's like, Paul, what the hell? Like, what the hell?
Yeah. What are you fucking doing? It's calmed down a lot now. I hit my 40s.
It has.
Fucking like an alcoholic, and just all of a sudden my fucking temper went. And it was just like, settle down, dickhead. It's heart attack season. You need to chill the fuck out.
Oh my God. But yeah, it was great to meet up with Rachel and Sue. And Sue's just, oh my God, Sue's like the sweetest thing ever.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Wonderful. They're great. I'm glad to have them in Nammers.
And another photo, where is it? So just the YouTubers, YouTubers. Cute photo.
Yeah.
Next.
Oh, Bunga.
Bunga.
My boy. Yeah. She was trying to steal time with the dog. I was not having it.
I did bring Bunga a Boston Bruins dog toy.
Yep.
Which he loved.
Ugh. Yeah. What was for lunch? We had like breakfast. It was I had Benny. I had a Benny. It was good.
I had a Bloody Mary. I was like, I'm on vacation, so
yeah, that's right. I should have had a fucking mimosa. They're
look
so
at Bunga.
good.
Tastes like Starbucks.
Yeah.
No, so those are the only photos that I have to share on here. Let me exit out of that. But of course, there was just like so much. I'd gone before, so I think my first trip around, I took pictures of like everything. But we also went to look at everybody's loving Bunga. Everybody's loving Bunga.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
He's such a good boy. He's so, oh my God, so cute. We just need to get rid of you over on Manson Saga and just have Bunga fill in.
He'll just sit there and be like looking around, and every once in a while he'll be like, huh.
Beckham, I don't know. No, not. You know what, Beckham? Shush it. So Paul is a good boy too.
yeah, Linda, mimosas are dope. They're really good. It's the
so we
breakfast
went
drink of
to
champions.
One of the highlights of the trip was we also went to Coombs, where we had gone before last time I went to visit, but we went back again. And we went to eat at a really, oh my God, such an amazing restaurant. It was like a really good
Italian restaurant. Yeah.
Yeah. We went
there. Okay. In your eating Italian, how is that rank up there? How was it for Italian food?
I would say probably, yeah, because in the north end here, we have like tons of Italian restaurants.
Yeah.
I would say
that's the thing. You guys are from a good Italian area, so it'd be tough to like fake one past you.
It was good. I liked my meal. I would say I got I think me and Phil got the same meal actually, but I'd say probably like a 6.5 or 7 out of 10. But it was good. It was good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. But our waiter, not the waiter, the host.
Oh, he was so funny.
Loved him.
Yeah. Super funny, super flamboyant, super didn't give a shit. And that was like right up our alley. So he saw Danielle and he was like, all right. He was like, and he just every time just the most awesome inappropriate comments. It was so funny. He was like, are you guys polygamists? and he's like, did you these two here? And I was fucking laughing so hard. It's like, I taught her how to do that. Hey, and he like smacked one of the waitresses, going, polygamists. I taught her how to keep them happy.
Oh, it was so funny.
He was
loved him.
Funny, man.
Loved him. We were in hysterics. Anytime he walked by, like seating somebody else, he would like make his rounds back to our table. And
sometimes he'd just walk by and just be like, it's going. It was so funny.
I couldn't tell who he looked at more, whether it was you or Fiddle. I don't know.
Probably Fiddle. It had to be Fiddle. I'm the brunette friend. Like, I don't have any, I don't have any qualms. I should have started playing drums earlier in life so I could have stayed at the back of the stage. It was stupid to start playing guitar. That was a terrible idea.
It's funny because Fiddle looks like he's like in his 20s. Fiddle looks so young. Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't. He's,
Yes, he
you know what
does.
it is? It's he's been in the sun so long that he's Leatherface, and he doesn't have any
You
lines
are
in it because
such a
he's
hater.
Leatherface. I'm not a hater. He's Clay, or Fiddle is my buddy. I would like to be around him more than I'd like to be around most people. He still has a leather face, and he's still an asshole. There's no. And most of this, I'm just able to say freely here because he decided not to come up, which is fucking amazing.
That's on him. That is on him. He could have defended himself. No.
I'm waiting for the text message being like, "Hey, fuck you, buddy. Fuck, I'm not your buddy, guy."
Oh god. Chris
one?
James, nowhere beats the Boston North End. No, you're right. And I just gone to eat at an Italian restaurant in the North End. I think like a few days before I left for Canada too. So, but my meal was good. Let's see. Paul said no, just him.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh God. One thing we didn't see while we were at Coombs though was the goats on the roof.
No, they weren't there. I mean, sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. Just whatever you do, if you ever go to Coombs and you ever go to Coombs Market, don't stand under the dropping water underneath the roof. There are goats on that roof. It's not water. It's not all water. It is black water. It is fucking bad stuff. So do not stand under. You hear people, it's raining on me. You're like, no, it's raining shit and pee on you. That's exactly what you're raining in. Fucking somebody's in there
Beckham
opening their mouth.
That was going to be my plan. So you're like, Beckham, go stand under the water.
Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't have said anything then. That would have been amazing. He would have been carrying his candle. It would have gone out. It would have been fucking here.
Linda, we just did an episode last week.
We did because, we had to. But when will we be back full time? I don't know yet.
It's still summer. So
But I appreciate that you guys. Anybody's like, hey, let's go. Let's keep this show going because, I can't believe it. I can't believe that anybody watches that fucking thing.
Well, they're not watching it
like
for your charming personality. I'll tell you that.
Oh, no, hell no. I don't know.
At this
they're
point,
watching it for my bear shirt.
Your bear shirt. Oh,
that was shirt.
Right. Yeah. Okay, I remember that shirt. Yeah. When is MSDP doing the Manson in Vegas shot on location? No kidding. Yeah. So let's see what else. So when I first got to Canada, because we didn't get to go last time, we went to the the coffee roll place or the cinnamon bun place. I get them mixed up.
We went to Ladysmith, to the Old Town Bakery, which is famous for its cinnamon buns, and we got way too many of them. And they're huge. They're fucking they're really good, and they have a bunch of different flavors. So we tried 4 different ones, brought them home. We had them for days, and at the end of it, we just ended up trying to pawn them off on Fiddle's kids.
Oh, they were so good. And then there was the donut place in Coombs that we got, like a box of donuts too. And they had some pretty unique, pretty good flavors too. And again, with that, we were able to like make it last, cut it up into pieces so everybody could try it a little. But so good. So good. Yep.
And how else did we? I don't even remember where we went while we were here.
We also went to, it was like across the street from the place with the cinnamon buns. We went to a bookstore. I saw a bookstore.
Oh, yeah.
We popped in. So I actually got a book on Willie Picton. It's over 700 pages.
That's crazy. That's too much about Willie Picton.
I've started it. It's a little bit of a tougher read. I'll say that.
That's Dani's way of being like, this book's written like shit. and I would rather read a blank wall. That's that. So if you ever hear that about a book, it was a tough read. It's a bit challenging. It's because it's challenging her patience and she doesn't want to read it. But I ended up getting a hard copy of Catch and Kill by Ronan Farrow, which I love that book. So I thought, good price, hardcover, why not?
Yeah.
So yeah, I got that. And if any of you haven't read Catch and Kill by Ronan Farrow, it is well worth a read. It is so good, and just it just shows the things that we know are happening that just kind of go unsaid until Weinstein went to jail. But now he might get out. But
God. Yeah, that was one book that, Paul, you had recommended to me a while back, and I got and read. I actually have it still over there on the books to recommend. So I'd rather see pictures of the donuts than pictures of Paul and Fiddle. Hey, Small Potatoes. Yeah. Small Potatoes read the book.
Yeah, so good. What'd you think, Small Potatoes?
Yeah, that
it's
book's
a
awesome.
Real good book. Real good book. I got a bunch of books I have to fucking read. There's so many, and man, you never know. Maybe one day I'll have free time again. I don't want it though. I like
Beckham says Paul loves the book called The Life and Times in the Canyon.
It's called Weird Scenes in the Canyon. So silly. I said you should get this and we should read it and see what it's all about. And then he got it and I got it and I started listening to it and I sent back, like, I was a little ways into it. I was like, it is the worst book I've ever read, and I wish that I could cut my ears off to never and that it would make it so I couldn't hear. I know he looks like it, but you know what's really interesting? I saw a picture of his mom's father, and he looks a lot like that. So I was like, huh.
Chris James is with you. That book sucked.
Yeah, it's so stupid. But I know a lot of people like it, and feel free to tell me that books I like are stupid. I don't get shit.
I'm not one to bash a book. If I read it and don't recommend it, I just won't cover it. But Paul's a little more,
Well, because I enjoy people being straight up and down with me, and I'll be straight up and down with people. I'm not rude. I'm not fucking rude, I don't think.
I've had, if people message me and say, hey, I saw you bought, you did a haul and you bought such and such a book, but you didn't review it. Like, behind the scenes, I have no problem with that, but I'm not going to go on air and, bash a book. That's not my style. But, look at Kane. Yeah, that book sucked.
And you get a CIA assassin assistant or whatever asset, and you get one.
So one of my favorite things, this trip to Canada this time was a lot more low key than when I'd gone before. I think last time it was trying to see a lot more in a short amount of time, which is interesting because, again, being from the city, it's just like you guys have a very different life than I have. So this time it was maybe going back to some of those places or, checking out other things, and I told Paul and Fiddle this, to me, just hearing, when you're from here, you just take from an area, you just take it for granted. But then when you go back and visit, it might have been 5-10 years since you've been there, and the memories of doing X, Y, and Z come back. So to hear them talk about that it was just I loved hearing them kind of reminisce about the good old days, if you will.
If you just watch Gummo, it's basically that. I mean, oh man.
It was really cool. Dani, when is your next book review? Soon. I have a stack. Like, you see there's 4 there. I have probably 10 or 15 in a stack next to it that I've all read and need to do. I have a lot. Dani, did you get to sleep in?
Yeah, yes. You got to sleep in.
Yeah.
Gummo with Canadian accents. So basically trailer park boys, but like with houses.
Or were y'all on it from early on? Well, my body was still on Boston time. So like if it's like, hey, let's not start the day till like 9 or 10, that's not bad. But to me, it's like, woohoo, I really, really get to sleep in because just my body wasn't adjusted yet. Dani sleeps. I assume she was a vampire, pretty much. So I think that, yeah, it was a really low-key trip, but it was really nice. And of course, anytime I get to hang out with Fiddleford, it's great. Paul, it's all right. So.
Yep. And
there was that one store. Oh God, you guys you guys were kind of mean to me in regards to my pronunciations of things. Remember that one street or road? I thought it was ukulele, and you guys like
Ukulele. Yeah. It's a place. Ukulele is a part of the island. It's up near Tofino, or I guess it's kind of like in line with Tofino. And it's yeah, that was funny. You were like, "Is that say ukulele?" We just I don't know if anybody knows the island, but we drove from Nanaimo and did a bunch of stops on the way to Port Alberni, and then from Port Alberni drove around and went to Bowser, and and then we came back, and I can't remember what we did that night. Yeah, and Fiddle just put, yeah, do you pronounce it banana or banana or Canada? It's so good. That was so funny. Oh man.
But it was weird when people thought like oh, you have an accent. No, I don't. No,
yeah,
I don't.
it was really funny how your ear works for like Canadian accents, because I don't obviously hear it, and if it's just subtle, I guess I don't hear it, because the waiter at that, or the waitress at the Italian place we went to, you were like, wow, you have a really thick accent. And it turned out she was from out east, which the accents are a lot thicker out there. But I couldn't hear it until I was really, really listening for it. But Danielle heard it right away. Just boom. Yeah.
James, I should have taken Dani on a ride on. I'm not gonna pronounce.
Say it. Say it.
Coquihalla?
The Coquihalla.
Coquihalla.
It was close. That was closer than Port Coquitlam. That was holy doodles. That was a wild one.
Let's say it. God. So, was there anything else I missed? It was a pretty low-key trip, but
it was a pretty low-key trip. There was just a lot of talking, a lot of checking out like the old haunts, like around Whiskey Creek and
their old stomping grounds.
Yeah, and yeah, I guess you took a lot of pictures of other stuff. There's a few more pictures if you follow Dani on social media of stuff, but we were really just kind of experiencing the island. It was just kind of, that's what you do. You just kind of mellow out. You don't need to take pictures of everything. Just fucking live in. And because she'd been here before, we didn't know if she was coming back, so that's why we packed so much into the last trip. Oh, hey Charlie.
Hey Charlie.
Nice to see ya. Yeah, it was a very island experience for you, for sure.
Yeah. And it's just wild. Like, even I was fortunate enough to stay at the same Airbnb that I did last time. And it's like the Airbnb itself, like, it's like I like have it to myself, and I, go out the back, and it's like, there's the mountains and the water, and the view is just breathtaking.
Little islands all over the place. Yeah, it's fucking beautiful here. It really is. I'm very lucky that I'm from this area, and that I get to like raise a family in this area. My kid gets to experience all this nature and stuff like that, and be close to it, and be able to look out and see the mountains of the water, and totally fucking take it for granted for the next 30 years or so, and be like, I'm gonna get out of here. There's nothing in this town. Like, it's so silly. Um,
That's always the way, though.
we
Oh,
always go
and
through it.
as Paul said about, raising a family, I made sure to bring mini Paulcast some Boston Bruins stuff. So
It's, it almost made me put him up for adoption. It was this close. It was fucking this close. But it was because of Dani, and he's still impressionable. So we'll give him another shot. But he did put Boston Bruins crap all over his room. And he only did it because he knew it would fuck with me. And he's my son. So he does shit like that.
I mean, yeah, that's the goal.
He's just like, the thing is, he's so much like me sometimes. When he does shit like that, I'm like, if I react, it's gonna be like he's gonna dig in like a fucking dog on raw meat. He will, because I would.
Like, what would annoy Paul? Oh, bring his kid a big bunch of Boston Bruins stickers to put all over his wall. Score.
Yeah. Whiskey Creek's wild. It's so nice, but it's also very like a lot of drugs, a lot of homeless, a lot of fucking weird gangsters. It's a weird place, but it's fucking aesthetically beautiful, and there's so many nice spots that are just away from everything there.
All right. So I think we kind of recapped a lot, pretty much as we could about the trip. So yeah, it was great going out again to visit you in Biddleford, and especially because, we started, me, you, and Beckham, this, our channel, and we were in totally different places, me and you being in different countries. So to kind of have those opportunities to be like, hey, I get to go visit my friends. Like, it's very cool. And I'm very, very fortunate. So.
Yeah. And thank God you left. So, cause it was so fucking, no, I'm just kidding. No,
I'm a delight to hang out with. I'm a delight.
It was fun. We had a good
Where's
time.
Fiddle? You still hear Fiddle? Type that it was like the best however many days of your life having me visit.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you for joining me for Dani After Dark. Thank you, Paul, for coming on to recap the trip. And thank God, because I totally couldn't remember a lot of the places that we went to.
Yeah,
so.
Thank God I was here for the Coca-Cola. That would have been crazy. I think your computer would have lit on fire.
It was the best however many days, yada, yada.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you ought to just send Dani the thing. She'll fill it in and you can just sign it. It's all good.
And let everybody know now, me and Beckham make it back to go visit. Go to Coombs. I'm going to have him stand under the water, and I'll get it on video.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining. Have a good rest of your evening. And remember, until next time, we don't live in darkness. Darkness lives in us. Bye, everyone.